Welcome back to another episode of Riding and Wrenching. I am your host, Q the Rider. And in today's episode, I am back in the garage and I'm talking about my Kendon Stand Up Motorcycle trailer. Now, I recorded a video on this trailer and I'll post a link to it right here. Now, since posting that video, I've gotten a lot of questions. So I thought I would put together another video and answer those questions. And I'm also going to show you how I load my trailer up by myself. The next section, I'm going to talk about the towing experience with the trailer and my truck. Okay? All right, so let's get into the questions. First question comes from Joe Go of Joe Go's Motorcycle Adventures. He says, I love how it folds up and it can just roll away. That is absolutely true. And as you can see, it's folded up here in my garage. In my garage, it's a two-car garage, pretty standard size two-car garage. I have two cars, two toolboxes, a pressure washer, a variety of other tools. I have enough Christmas lights in here to make the Griswolds blush. And I've got my trailer. And that's what I love about it. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It folds up, it's out of the way. It can be a bit of a circus act trying to get it out of here sometimes because I have to move one of my cars out of the way just so that I can get the trailer out. And you'll get to see that shortly. Next question comes from Isaiah McClendon. He says, where can I get one? KendonUSA.com. There's also some used ones that you can find on eBay. And I also found a knockoff version on eBay as well. That was reviewed by another YouTube channel. And watching that video, it looks amazingly similar to this one, but I can't vouch for it personally. Next question from Robert Scott. How long did it take to receive the trailer once you ordered it? Well, I got mine used, so I got the same day I paid for it, so it was no delay at all. Now, there's two versions of the trailer. There's the Gold version and the Premium version. I have the Gold version. Unfortunately, you can't get the Gold version on Kendon's website because they are sold out. So the only one you can get directly from Kendon is the Premium, and it's a little bit more expensive. All right, so the next question from Paul Bushman was, did I get the Premium or Gold version? Again, I've got the Gold version. The biggest difference that I can see looking on their without is the Premium version has a Zerk fitting that allows you to lube the bearings without having to take it apart. This one has to be manually repacked. So I haven't had to do that yet. Once I cross that bridge, I'll put a video on that to show the complexity or lack of complexity with doing that. I don't think it's a big deal. Rel Rich asked, do you need to register the trailer? Well, I found a website called trailers.com. They have a list of all of the laws pertaining to trailers on that website. So I would look at the states or the laws of the states that you're going to be pulling your trailer through to decide whether or not you want to register your trailer. Michael Pineda asked, how much does it weigh and what is the cost? The answer is about 365 pounds. There's some load capacity information on stickers on the bottom of the trailer. But according to Kendon's website, I can carry 1,000 pounds. And so that covers every Harley except the trike, I think. My Kendon Go on their website lists for $2,700. The Premium version lists for $3,800. And that eBay knockoff version that I talked about, well, that one lists for $2,349 on eBay. The next question comes from Harley Davidson Street Glide, and he says, or she, that trailer doesn't really look big enough for that Ultra. Let's see the Mustang. There it is. I've had this Mustang for about 20 years. I'm the second owner. The original owner, this was her daily driver from the day she bought it up until sometime shortly before I got it. So this is an awesome car. It was very original when I bought it. It's been painted 4 times. The next part of the video, we're gonna go ahead and get the trailer outside. We're gonna hook it up to my truck, and I'm gonna show you how I load my motorcycle by myself. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get the trailer out. And it's pretty simple. I'm just gonna pull it back on the swivel casters and get it off the wall so I can spin it. All right, before we pull the trailer out, I do want to show you the location of the storage for the spare tire. It goes right here on these two, where the two lugs are. So it's pretty straightforward. But getting the trailer out of the garage, what I do is I pull it down onto its wheels and roll it out. All right, so we'll just lay the trailer down onto the ball and it's in place. And then you see, that's your lock, just push down. And then you attach your safety pin. And there's a hole right here, slides through. And now the trailer is secured. The other thing that I do is also make sure that my cotter pin and all the safety mechanisms for the hitch itself are in place. And we're good there. All right, the next thing that I do is connect the brake light connector. And it just goes in like that. There's only one way to connect it, so it's pretty easy. And then finally, you're gonna connect your safety cables on either side of your hitch. There we go. Okay, now that the trailer's connected, you need to release this. This is a rubber locking mechanism, and it holds the back half of the trailer in place in case you're pulling it empty. Release that and open the trailer up. All right, so the next question comes from, let's see, Don Brown. Says, I recommend putting the spare in the back of the truck. If it is under the trailer, you will have to unload the bike to change a flat. And that is correct, because the spare tire mounts underneath here. And it would be kind of challenging to get to the trailer, or to get to your spare tire if it's loaded with the motorcycle. So I'm going to do that. I don't have a spare tire right now. When I get one, I'll keep it in the back of the truck when I'm trailering. Bucky Badger says, Kendon should send you a free spare tire for doing their training tape. And man, I agree. So how about we send a few emails to Kendon telling them about this wonderful video and that this helped you make your purchase decision from them, and ask them to support Riding and Wrenching, the biggest little YouTube channel on the entire interwebs. However, you can buy a spare tire from Home Depot or Lowe's or Amazon. They're not that expensive. I'm going to do it. I just haven't done it yet. It would be really embarrassing to be stuck on the side of the road with a flat tire and no spare. All right, says Mark Jaycock says, I like the fact that you don't have to be Superman to load your motorcycle on this trailer. I am Superman, so I don't have a problem loading it, but even mortal human beings will not have a problem loading this motorcycle. You saw how easy it was to connect the trailer. Loading the motorcycle isn't that much more difficult. Stacy King says, can you post images of the area around the wheel chock, and would it support two straps coming from the front fender mount? So let's take a look. This is the wheel chock here. And as you'll see in a moment, the bike's just gonna roll up and it'll hold the wheel in place there. The mounting points, there's the front mounting part here that can easily hold two straps if you so choose. And then there's a second one here. So it's pretty straightforward, as you'll see in a moment. Rounding Corner says, I'd be a bit uneasy using this. The triangle shape could lead to the tire going right over the side if you're not careful. So I assume this is the triangle shape that he's talking about. But Kendon did a really nice job on this design, because you have two rails going up the middle of the trailer. And as you bring your bike on, you just aim for the middle. It's really not that hard. You know, you're gonna hit the rails and it'll go straight on. I haven't had any problems loading or unloading the bike because of those rails. I'd probably feel the same way if it didn't have those rails there. All right, the next thing that we're gonna do is install the ramp. And each section of ramp has a hoop here on the bottom. Okay, and also on this particular section of the ramp, you see a single bar in the middle, and that indicates that this is for either right or left side. And then these metal rings here on the side, I think they're to hold the poles, and we'll show you that in a moment. This loop is going to go right in here. All right, this is the middle section, and it has two bars in the middle for, I guess, stronger support to hold the weight of the motorcycle, but it also has this looped part, and it goes here. All right, now that we have all three ramp sections in place, you'll get two poles. It has a little locking tab here to hold it in place, and it just slides in the end. You do the same thing on the bottom. I find that the bottom one's a little bit trickier, but you just have to get the three ramp sections lined up. All right, so now the ramp is ready for loading, and again, it's all secured. All right, so now that I've got the bike loaded, all I'm going to do is lay out my straps, and we'll start attaching the bike. Now, I'll tell you, some people use the forks for straps, so I normally just use the crash bars, and I've also used the forks. So it just depends on which one you want to use. So this particular kit is called Vehicle X, and this is available on Amazon, and I'll include an affiliate link to where you can get this kit from for yourself. So all I'm going to do is get ready. Okay, I like to start on the right side of the bike. So basically what I'm going to do is connect the strap here and here, and I'm actually going to have the bike so it's leaning against the strap a little bit. And the reason that I do that is the chock. I'm not a big fan of this chock. I think it could be better. I feel like the bike moves around a little bit too much on this chock. I've talked about that before. So I like to attach the right side first, let it lean against the strap, and then attach the strap on the other side. Center the bike, and then you tighten the straps down to make it level. So my ratchet strap, I make sure it's folded in half like this, and slide it into the opening, and my strap through the crash bars. Take the opening in the ratchet and slide your strap through there and pull it. And just a couple of clicks. Just enough so that the bike can lean up against it. Like that. Now we'll go to the other side. Do the same thing over here. Make sure your ratchet's folded in half. Slide it through the opening. Just a couple of clicks. So we're just going to level the bike, and then we'll tighten it down. All right, from here, actually the bike does look pretty level. As it'll be noticeable once you're looking out of your rear view mirror. and you see it kind of leaning a little cattywampus. On the back, you'll do the same thing, or I do the same thing. I connect my crash bars, and the loop is here. So all I do is click them in. Slide it through the opening. I can hold it. The same thing on this side. All right, so there you have it. It's all secured and it's ready to go. At this point, you need to secure your straps. I typically put the excess strap on the back. I just lay it in the saddlebag and close the saddlebag lid on it. And that holds them in place. The front ones, I just tie them into a knot. Get them as tight as possible. You don't want them flapping around while you're driving. We have a question from TJR Slim. Do you think there is room for 2 large gas cans to be strapped to it also? I would be hauling a smaller sized sport bike for track duty with 2 gas jugs. All right, so looking at the space left with my Road Glide, I'm gonna have to say there is no room for any kind of gas can on here. No place that you could put it safely anyway. Yes, no, I just don't see any room. Maybe a smaller bike might give you a little bit more room, but no, not a big bike like this. I might be able to tuck a small one back there. I wouldn't feel good about that. At this point, the only thing left is to remove the ramp, and obviously you want to make sure you put it in the back of the truck. It'd be pretty embarrassing to show up where you're going without your ramp and not be able to unload the bike. But unloading the bike is actually fairly straightforward. All right, so I'm going to wrap this video up by talking about the towing experience with my Ford Ranger. Now, comparing it to towing with my Super Duty, the Super Duty was a breeze. The 1,000-pound or a 900-pound motorcycle, a 300-pound trailer was nothing for that truck, and I would actually forget that the trailer was back there. And it would actually be scary sometimes, because looking at in the rearview mirror out of the Super Duty, you can barely see the motorcycle. So thank God that truck has a lot of cameras. You can, switch to the cameras and look at it while the truck's moving. This one, on the other hand, it can pull the trailer with no problems at all, had no issues pulling, but you are aware that you're pulling a trailer. When you hit bumps, you can feel it. It doesn't jerk you around or anything like that. It's not unnerving. You can comfortably pull it with this vehicle. I'd probably pull this trailer with anything, to be honest with you, because it's so lightweight. But pulling it with a small truck, it's fine. So anyway, that's it. That's all I have. This is Q. I'm riding, I'm wrenching, and I'm out.